Welcome back to Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. I'm Steven, and tonight, whenever the heck you're watching this, we are getting into 5 reasons why you need to give craft whiskey a chance. But before we get into that, please do me that favor, like, comment, and subscribe. That helps us out a ton. Seriously appreciate the support. But let's get into today's video. So today, we are talking about craft whiskey and why you need to give it a chance. For those of you who aren't tracking who I am or what I'm interested in and whatnot, I love craft whiskey, or I at least love the idea of craft whiskey, because if we're being honest, not all of it is great. But I love the idea of craft whiskey, so I'm going to get into 5 reasons why I think you need to try your local craft whiskey if you have yet to do so. And number 1, starting off with that key word I just said, local. Shop local, buy local, support your local economy. And I'm not saying to look past if it's crappy whiskey, support them and so on and so forth, but support your local distilleries. I'm sure there has to be some local distillery in your area that is pretty solid. So I think it's smart to kind of explore your local craft whiskey scene and kind of see exactly what you have out there, because by trying their craft whiskey, you are supporting your local economy, you're supporting your local businesses, and you're supporting local relationships. And also, on top of just supporting your local businesses and local distilleries, I think things are getting much better in the craft whiskey world. I'm not gonna lie, I've had my fair share of craft whiskey that has been straight booty. Not gonna lie, there is some really bad craft whiskey out there, but at least in my specific area, craft whiskey started really growing around 2012, 2013, 2015, so on and so forth. So we're right now getting at the cusp where they've been distilling for 8 years. I live in Arizona, so things kind of take 2 to 3 years to grow to maturation. So the whiskey, that they started making after 5 years of distilling is now kind of being released to, the market. So I think we're starting to see some really, really good whiskey coming out of the craft market. Again, at least in my area, I can say that 100%. But with that, you start a business, you start distilling, you're going to break some eggs. You got to break some eggs to make an omelet. You're going to make a lot of freaking mistakes probably, and you're going to learn a lot from those. And I feel like a lot of craft distilleries, it takes them 4 or 5 years to actually kind of get out the kinks and learn where's their niche and what are they good at, what do they like in their whiskey, what do they not like, what caused this problems, and so on and so forth. And sometimes you don't even really learn those mistakes until 8, 9, 10 years after you started distilling, because you also still got to wait for that whiskey you made 5 years in to mature. But not a lot of people live in a spicy climate like Arizona, so sometimes it takes more than 2 or 3 years to actually age your craft whiskey to a quality whiskey as well. So I do think through the process of learning from your mistakes, a lot of craft whiskeys are starting to get much, much better. And on top of it, they're starting to age them longer, so that also doesn't hurt quality either. And getting into the realm of kind of quality and good whiskey, one thing I really, really like about craft distilleries is that they are very agile or different. Agile and different. I mean, two different concepts, but they're different. They're not stuck in this myopic hey, we're Maker's Mark. We created wheated bourbon. That's what we do. That's what we're here to do, and that's what we're here to stay, and that's all we do. They're not so myopic where they can only release one specific whiskey or only try one specific whiskey or keep to one specific mash bill. They can do different stuff and be more agile. They can create things with different kinds of mash bills, different kinds of finishings, things of that nature that are just different that we don't see in a lot of the big name brands, because they have to worry about certain things that, not a lot of craft whiskey distilleries do, because they're still building their brand. So it doesn't hurt to experiment. Again, that kind of plays into the whole growing, learning from your mistakes, so on and so forth, kind of finding what exactly works out for them. And the nice thing is that usually a lot of the craft distilleries I know, at least in my area, the things I like about them is that they do things that are kind of off the beaten path. that you don't see at a lot of these big name distilleries, because they're not trying to, not trying to be the next Maker's Mark, Wild Turkey, so on and so forth. They know that market is completely cornered, so they're over here trying their new different thing. We're going to try to mesquite smoke things. We're going to put some different kinds of grains in our malt. Whatever the case may be, I just like that they're different. And another point that's kind of just really fun that you typically don't get at a lot of these big name distilleries is kind of very personalized tours and things of that nature. Tours, tastings, things of that nature. Since usually a lot of the craft distilleries are smaller, they have less people coming in to buy their stuff, obviously, so on and so forth. They're not so overwhelmed with people, so sometimes they can, put on the white gloves and actually take care of their customers in a more personalized manner than you're ever going to see at a lot of these big name distilleries. Not crapping on like the tours you get at these big name distilleries, but they're very mass produced and whatnot. So it's really nice when I can go to some of the distilleries nearby me. I've been able to do some kind of personalized behind the scene tours. I've been able to taste things out of casks, so on and so forth. So that's been a really, really fun experience. And yeah, sometimes they do cost a little bit more to kind of get, the behind the scenes tours, things, you learn things, all that jazz, but it's really, really fun. And that is something that, again, because they're more agile, they can kind of do that. And last but surely not least, you might actually like it. Like, don't knock it till you try it. I know not every whiskey out there is for every single consumer. Not every whiskey I like or I talk about on this channel is going to be a whiskey you like. Not every whiskey you like or you leave in the comments down below is going to be something I'm going to like or even find half the times. But you never know what you don't know what you don't know. You never know what you're going to get if you don't try it. So, on top of all the things I just said about them being different, them being more agile, they can kind of, give you different kinds of experiences. You're supporting local businesses, so on and so forth. The biggest thing and the main thing is it good? Because, if it's booty, I don't want you supporting your local craft distillery. But if you haven't tried it yet, I strongly encourage you to at least give it a try, because 9 times out of 10, I like half of the distilleries in my local area. Case by case, not every single product from every single one, but there are products from all of them that I do kind of like, or maybe not all of them, but most of them, there's products I kind of like. So it's something that it's a fun, different experience, and you might actually like it if you give it a try. But that is a wrap for today's video. Please do me that favor, like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment down below of what you think about craft distilleries, as well as what you think of my reasonings for why you should check out craft distilleries. Not every time you drink do you need to drink craft distilleries or support local and so on and so forth, but sometimes it's fun to experience different things and whatnot, and I think craft distilleries offer that chance for a lot of people that they otherwise would be unable to do so. And also check out the Facebook, Instagram, and the Patreon. Links for all that stuff are down there below. That is a wrap for today's video. Cheers, y'all. We'll see you later.